This session has been mainly, I want to concentrate mainly on the newbies who are absolutely new to the markets, but we still keep on rushing to, other people who call themselves Pandit or, and we will be asking them. The problem with that is there are many times, like, even I remember, almost like 2, 3 weeks back, I spoke about India or some Nestle, I think. I said, like, it will come to 16,000 numbers, then you can actually start picking the stock. But it came almost 16,100, 200, and, it started rising. So what happens with taking calls from other people is that they will tell you, but they'll not be there in that whole ride along with you. Like tomorrow, if at all they have changed their opinion, they will not be with you, and they will not be even, replying you that, I have given a call at that time, but I have come out of it. So for that thing, the most important part is that we have to be self-reliable. So if you are actually investing into stock markets, and if you are thinking that, for the next 10 years you want to stay, I think, even 1 hour of study every day, it will be, very much sufficient to learn for yourselves. And for that reason, even like my Telegram channel, like people start to ask, like, if they are completely new to the stock market and reading price chart. And also I felt like, instead of clearing doubts every now and then, I felt like, let us give a small, baby step. Let us start with, basics of charts. We will be mainly seeing about the price, and more than the price and everything, the most important part is that we have to read what is the emotion. So every time you see a price chart, if you want to take up some company, the most important thing is that you have to read the emotions, because price is nothing but when 30 lakhs of people are ordering on one day. It is a collective emotion, right? So it is a collective emotion, and you have to read all that collective emotion so that you will be actually knowing what will happen in the future. And for that reason, we will see the price itself, and then we will also look into two things mainly: top-down approach and confluence. We'll not be going through all, every pattern, every price pattern and everything, but we will be just looking forward. Like, I'll just give you a brief description of that, but I'll not go deep dive into it. So what is the first thing that we need? So there are actually many myths also around investing. So the first thing is, like, buy right, sit tight. And it is actually beautiful being a long-term investor holding a stock for, pretty long time. It is actually beautiful. But if that point, buy right and sit tight, is actually very much true, do you think, Warren Buffett will be selling airline stocks now? Do you think the one who actually made this a buzz, Motilal Oswal, chairman, Ramdev Agarwal, he said this actually, and he made it popular? But do you think that mutual funds, and even from Motilal Oswal, they don't sell every 3 months? It is not so. You have to actually sell it at the right price. You have to come out of the stock. You have to get in the stock at the right time. So for that reason, besides knowing the stock names, it is also more important that you should know when to actually buy and when to come out of that stock. So is investing better or trading better? This is also the most important point. Usually what happens is that investors who are into fundamentals theory, they say that, trading is not good, and I don't bother if what price I want to take, but because I'm long-term investor, I'll hold for 10 years or so. But what is happening with the retailers is that this is your hard-earned money. This is the savings that you want to keep aside for the next 10 years, which could be actually useful for your kids. And these money should not be idle. This money has to work for you. So what I believe is that if you at all, you go to a market, it is not like, just because you need it, it is a necessity for you. It is not like, you'll buy at any MRP that you're getting. You will just go to that wholesale retailer, wholesale trader, who is actually giving you at the best price. You'll go to a Walmart, or you'll go to a DMart for a best price. And for that reason, we cannot be perfect. No one can catch the bottom. But it is also more important that, we can actually do a little betterment and try to find a better price so that we can buy that stock and hold it for a long term. So the long term investments will always be there, but also we have to learn charts as a trader so that we can get inside the stock at a better price and exit at the right moment. For that reason, we have to mix both investments and trading at the same time. And let me tell you, me, long-term investor, short-term trader, or positional trader, or let it be a scalper, everyone is a sort of a trader, because we are working on the price. We are not working on the business. If you are actually picking a stock, consider that you have entered some IOLCP stock. you're not actually looking after the business, right? We are not actually making some decision sitting in the board. We are not owning the business. We are owning a very small share of that big business. And what we are mostly concerned about is our savings, which we have actually put on that company. So every one of is a kind of trader, and for that reason, we actually have to compulsorily check the stock price every time. I mean, if you want to actually look into one stock, you have to actually definitely look into the price chart. After taking the price chart, then only you take that stock. Consider that, you know, someone gave you this stock. Forget it's a weekly chart, forget if it is a daily chart, forget if it is a 5-minute chart. Everywhere the price analysis will be same. You need to actually look what is the candles, what is it telling, what are the emotions here, and then you can actually see if you can actually buy the stock or not. Forgetting the stock name, if you can see from almost 2018 till 2019 ending, the stock was actually ranging between 200 to 320. 200 to 320 is almost like 50%, but still consider that it is ranging in a stock, forgetting, you know, the price and the time limit, time period. So now, if at all you see this in terms of a trader, if at all you are actually analyzing this stock, then you know you have to actually find a better points where you can actually pick this stock. If at all you are a long-term investor, consider that you took the stock at here at 290 price and you said you are a long-term investor. But when that 290 price comes down to 210, what happens to the long-term investments? Your price is down almost by 290 to 200. It is almost like, you know, 70% or something. So when it goes down, you cannot actually hold your nerves, right? It takes pretty long time, because we are like, you know, investing some 30,000 to 1 lakh per month or something, and you cannot actually see your account getting halved. And for that reason, if at all we can actually make a partial investment, like every month, if you have some 10 stocks in your kitty, in your basket, and if you are seeing those, find the rejection points and enter accordingly. I'll tell you where to see the charts and all for absolute newbies. I'll tell you later on, but I'm just giving you an overview of what happens in the stock market. Many people are there who are rushing you, like, you know, they're like, you know, feeding you with all sorts of names, telling you buy this, buy that, and all. But it is also more important to make your own analysis. For that reason, we will see this. So chart usually is an ideally, you know, it is about price. So whatever happens with the price, that is actually a chart. And whatever the other indicators which have actually come later, they are absolute derivatives of the price itself. So there are many indicators like MACD, RSI, there are many studies, there are many candlestick names as well, but they are all derivatives of the stock price itself. From the price itself, RSI has won. From there, MACD has won. So instead of relying on a strategy, there are many people who will ask, what is the best strategy? What is the point? What is a crossover? When I have to take, some are like death crossover, golden crossovers. Like, you know, there are many things, but they all are a secondary. First thing is you have to look into the price. After seeing the candles, then, you know, after reading a little emotions, what is happening with actually candles, then you can actually look into the other indicators which will give you a support if your view is correct or not. So we will see these patterns and indicators also. There are many other tools also, Fibonacci and Pitchfork. These also are, you know, related to price itself. From the price itself, we will draw a Fibonacci. We will see, you know, where that stock will retrace, what will happen in it. And now let us see, since we are talking about indicators and since they are the derivatives of the price, we should also know when that indicator work and what times, you know, what is the absolute correct time when that indicator will work. It is not like, you know, every time the indicator will work perfectly. Sometimes, you know, there are some MACD indicators, they will work only in the trending market. There are some things which will give you many false signals if it is a range bound market. If you see that, we have seen our Deepak Nitrite stock in the first slide, where, you know, I showed you that from 2018 to 2019 middle, it was, you know, range bound stock, but still, you know, MACD has given some crossovers and some indication where, you know, it asked us to buy the stock. But that is not what happened actually, because it's a false signal, because it was a range bound stock in a weekly chart. So for that reason, we have to also know, if at all you are working on some indicator, like if you have MACD, then you have to know if it is a trending one or if it is a leading indicator. And the second one, you are being taught with many head and shoulders. You are being taught with many cup and handle patterns. It is also more important why they are actually telling you. This all fancy stuff which is actually being you know, echoed around you. Why are they actually teaching you? why, what is the reason behind? There is nothing like, you know, a person who has actually formed a company for almost 1,000 crores. It is not like they will give us free service. No one in any business, they will never give us a free. And why do you think, you know, they'll be helping retail investors that easily? When an inverted hammer or a, you know, head and shoulders, or, you know, any pattern, cup and handle pattern, when they teach you, what happens is that that will create an order flow. So if a head and shoulder is there, if it is a beautiful tool, and if I keep it to myself, whoever has, you know, originated that pattern, if he has kept to himself, that pattern doesn't work. But if I tell to 1,000 members, and if 1,000 members will see that head and shoulders pattern, and if at a breakout, if I tell them that during the breakout buy this stock, what happens is that instead of one stock, if instead of one order, which would have been placed keeping that tool for myself, when I actually distribute that to 1,000 people, when I share that knowledge to everyone, consider that I shared to almost 10 lakh people, and I say that at breakout such kind of times, you know, the stock will break and it will actually make a yearly run. So what will happen now? Right? Now 10 lakh people order flow will come. So 10 lakh people will come and say that I want to buy. And whoever has missed on that day, they will come for the next 1 week. So what happens is that because of that order flow, the stock will actually start a momentum. It will pick a momentum and it will start its run. And for that reason, every strategy is being taught to every retailer only to create an order flow. And because of this, there has been another theme also. Before it was simple head and shoulder patterns, it was simple cup and handle, it was simple double and bottom. But now there is also a retracement pattern. After a breakout, there will be a retracement, and at that time you have to take. That is what is being taught in the last few years. Why? Because the pretty old guys who have actually taught you at the first time, who has taught you what is inverted hammer, what is, like, you know, head and shoulders, what is cup and handle, they, after that, what happened is that who are pretty smart, they actually trapped the people. Like when there was a breakout, they know that the stock will go up, they know that the order flow will come. Then what they used to do is that they used to act against the trend. And that time, you know, many stop losses used to be hit. And after that, after getting many stop losses, after trapping many people, then, you know, the run started. So this whatever phenomenon which is being taught, you also have to be cautious. You have to know absolutely everything. Like, you know, you have to know how it works. You have to know when you should actually give. You should even with this inverted hammer or anything, any head and shoulder pattern and all, if at all you know the candlesticks, the basics, you know, the chart is nothing but price. So if you know about the candlesticks, if you can read the emotions behind that one candlestick formation, then you can actually create your own learnings. Like you can see if it is right or not, instead of blindly believing it. So for absolute newbies, what I want to tell you is that anytime, like the chart which I've shown you before, whatever you see in the chart is that you will be actually seeing some chart like this. Consider that this is a candle which is being actually formed now in the candles. And what it says now, you know, I have drawn randomly, but now it has formed a spinning top. So if this is a green candle, what happens is that this will be, if this is a green candle, the lower part of the body will be open of this candle. And on the top, it will be the closing of this. And the extreme points will be, if this is a green, consider that this is open. And this is the closing price at 330. And this will be the lowest point of this candlestick. And this will be the highest point of this candlestick. And what we are what we are actually very much bothering about this particular thing is the strength of this candle. If you see the body is, you know, it is just 10%, 20% of the entire length of this candle, and which says that there is no strength. And even if you see this is the lower wick, the stick which is there below the open of this is a lower wick, and this is the higher wick. And this wicks will tell you how much volatile the stock is. It surely says there is, you know, people are not actually decisive that, you know, the stock will go up or down. There has been a big fight between the bulls and the bears. There has been a pretty good fight between the bulls and the bears, and, you know, it is showing just indecisiveness with the high volatility also. So when you see a price, when you see a chart with this kind of formation, it is better that you come, you know, you stay far from the stock, or it is better if you buy at this particular low point. Because this low point will give you a higher chances, it will give you a better risk to reward ratio. We will see some other things also when we go through the charts, but I'm telling you a vague idea of how it is. Consider that now we have a red candle which says that the close of the day was actually lower than the open of that particular candle. Now it has small lower wicks and small, this is usually called as doji. There are names for everything, but what we want to understand is the emotion behind it. So I've drawn two things where you can actually see a contraction, where you can see a volatility in this case, and you can see a contraction, which is like doji in this case, which says that when there is a contraction, then usually there will be an expansion. If at all someone has known this word, there is something called as NR4, NR7, NR21 kind of strategy, which says that there has been a contraction of the volatility, which says that there will be a new direction, there will be a new good momentum. And this is called as doji. If at all it comes below the candle, it is called as morning star. If it comes after a long run, if it comes above a candle, prior candle, it is called as an evening star. We will see that in a separate book section. But for now, seeing this lower wick, higher wick, and seeing the length of the body, you have to decide what is actually happening behind the emotions of a stock market. Whoever is punching orders for a buy or a sell, this is what we have. All right. So now the open is here at the lowest point. And what happened with this candle was that at 9:15, it started at this price. So actually it went down. It went down for the till afternoon. Then slowly after the afternoon session, what happened was the stock started picking up momentum and it actually closed up. Maybe after 2 o'clock it came down, but again, buyers have come in and they have actually closed the price by 3:30. They have closed it here. So this is called as a long white body. If the same thing happens to the red, it is called as a red white, long red body. So here I need not change colors, but I'll be talking only about the green candles for now, so that I need not draw many things. But now from the long body candle, what you have to see is that there has been a higher strength on the bull side. I mean, whoever wants to buy, there has been a strong momentum. So tomorrow, at least you can decide that the stock will not go below this price. Even if you get small red candles here, like 3, like this has some candlestick pattern name. So forgetting that, even if you get anything red, you can be actually stay strong that unless it doesn't break this, you are actually safe. This happens mostly with the 5-minute scalper or a trader, intraday trader, but even in the daily candlestick, it works pretty much same. So if there is a long white body, then it is actually pretty much good. It says that the bulls have more strength over the bears, and they have actually won the battle on that particular day. If I change this color back to red, sorry, I think I cannot change. So what I'll do is that I'll change this itself. So I'll explain you in terms of the red candle now. Consider that the red candle has started forming here. What happened in the morning was it went up, but later, sorry, I'll start it from here. Let the candle actually start from here. The wick will not be there in the beginning. What happens is that from 9:15, it will go down. Maybe in the afternoon, it will start fighting. The bulls will come and it will start to push the price up. But what happens later on, by 3:30, the bears will come more. I mean, there will be more order flow from the sell side and they'll start pushing the price lower. So whoever the bulls who have actually fought here, they are gone. Like now the price wants to go down, which says that, the momentum is strong on the downside. At this particular times, it is not usually good for us to fight against the tide. Like whatever the direction is, whatever the bias of that market is, it is better to stick to that, and it is better to play according to what actually market wants to do. So if the emotion of 30 lakh of buyers and sellers, if they say that the momentum is not strong on the upside, it is better to stay far from that stock for buying and all. And for this reason, every candlestick tells you an emotion of that particular stock. Consider that the stock has been pretty much falling from pretty long time. Since last 1 month, the stock has been falling from here. It has fallen down, and what happened in the last moment was the stock actually started. Consider that the stock actually started here at 9:15. What happened was, since there was a momentum on the downside in the early morning, the stock went down. It went till afternoon or till 2 o'clock or till 3 o'clock, we never know. But what happens is that the stock actually went down. And later what happened, that the fresh bulls have come here. The fresh buy orders have come. And what happened is, you should remember that there has been a strong down momentum. And these bulls who have actually come fresh, they have to have more volumes. So if there are like 10,000 sell orders, you must have some 20,000 buy orders so that you can actually fight against this momentum. So what happens is they will start to fight after 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, and they'll start to push the price up. And this is usually called as hammer. Forget, some people say that there should not be a wick on the higher side. Some says that there should be a wick. Forget that. But the hammer, there is no particular definition that it has to strictly follow this particular thing. But if at all you see a wick on the downside, which is pretty long, which is more than 2.5 times or 3 times of the entire body length, this is usually called as hammer. If it is actually pretty much on the top like this, it is well and good. It is called as a proper hammer. But even if there is a wick on the upper side, if it is, even if there is a little wick, it doesn't matter. The most important part is that the closing of this candle, which is the top portion, it has to be on the above 30% length. I mean, if this is the overall length, which is like, say it is 100 pips, so 100 points. So it has to close above 30 points. I mean, above 70. So if it is closing above 70, it is mostly called as hammer. And the same thing is there with the upward momentum also. Consider the same thing in terms of a strong upward momentum. Say that the stock has been actually going up. It has been a long trend since last 6 months. It is going up, and there has been a red candle. I mean, the candle actually started in the down. Forget the wick. Wick actually forms because of the candle, but I have drawn like that. So consider that the stock actually came here. It went up. It went till the highest point, and afterwards, what happened is that the sellers have started pushing down. Sellers, I mean, whoever, there has been such a long trend. Consider that at 100 rupees of price, I actually bought this stock, and then it has rose almost to 150, which is 50% of my investment. Obviously, I should book profits, right? Like, there's nothing like, you have to hold it pretty long. If that is the case, there will not be HNIs, there will not be, auto traders. There will not be people who are actually jumbling around with their investments. Even with a person who has 1,000 crores, we will also always have an algo trader who will actually come in and out. You will not go with the long-term investment. So whatever, like if you have a 20% of your in the success in your investment, if it has increased by 20% or by 50%, you have to book profit. So what is happening is here, the momentum is strong on the upside, but what happened is that the stock initially went up, then slowly it came down and it actually closed at the bottom. If at all it has closed like this, which says that this higher wick says that fresh sellers have come. So when fresh sellers have come, this might be a fresh shorters. If at all this stock is even playing out in futures and options, you can consider that they have actually played into derivatives market and they want to short the stock. Or if it is purely equity, you can consider that whoever has actually bought this stock at lower price at 100 rupees or something, now they are booking their profits. For that reason also it could. And now, like if there is an inverted hammer like this, this is a point of time when you have to be alert if you have to stick with this stock or not. If at all you find another next candle, if it is actually closing below this price, it is much better to actually come out of this stock. There will be again, the stock might come down. It might actually take a little time. Then again, it will start to pick. You can actually make another fresh investment. Or it would be better. It will be very much, I personally advise a lot for a partial profit booking. If you have invested almost 1 lakh in it, it is better to come out with your 60% or 50% of your capital. Or there is also one more kind of investments. If you are actually making huge investments like 5 lakhs, and out of this like 50% is like 2.5 lakhs. If you actually got 2.5 lakhs, the best method is that you remove your 5 lakhs capital, and whatever profit is there, you keep that 2.5 lakhs attached to this stock. So even if it comes to zero, you have nothing to lose because that 2.5 lakhs was given to you by the stock market. So you have got nothing to lose. You can actually hold on to that stock. With that is called as like some Kofla investing or something, but whatever the name is. If you have some profits, if you have some 5 lakhs or 5,000 or 6,000 profit also, you can actually leave that number of stocks aside and you can remove your capital investment so that you can invest on some other stock. Or if at all it retraces back to 38% levels or something, then you can actually make another fresh investment with your own capital in the same stock. So this is about this. So this here we have discussed about hammer and inverted hammer. And the same thing I'll tell you, there has been many names and the people actually love to see the names, but you actually read only the emotions. You must have heard about a dark cloud cover. After a long run in the market, if there is a candle like this, after a green, if there is a big red candle, it is called as dark cloud cover. It says that, it is covering previous candle. So what it actually says is that, the stock started at the top, but for the entire day, it has been going down and it has actually covered half of the prior candle. So this is called as dark cloud cover, and this could happen in the end of the day, or it could happen in the middle also. So how it happens is, consider that at 9:15 it has started here. The stock was like, keeping in and out for the whole day. And what happened in the end of the day is that, maybe, by 10 o'clock it came down, but again, fresh buyers have come and it has pushed it up. By the time you see at 12 o'clock, maybe, it has been formed as it might be showing you as a hammer. But what happens in the later part at 3:30 is that it will come down and it will cover as a cloud to the prior candle, which is called as a dark cloud, which says that even if there were buyers, the sellers have come high. The sellers could come for many reasons. It could come because of a good resistance zone. It could come for many reasons. It could come because of news. The beauty part of the candlesticks, the beauty part of the price chart reading is that even before the news has been published, before that itself, you will see some momentum in the stock. And that's the reason, candlesticks will help you a lot more than actually following the news and everything, because whatever happens, the action starts in this. If there is a news after 1 month, if consider that, Mukesh Ambani is going to launch something, there will always be people who will be knowing that prior the period itself, before 3 months itself, they'll start picking the stock. They'll start buying it in tranches. They'll buy in parcels. And if at all you read the chart, then you can see, oh, there is some momentum, there are some fresh buy orders, something must be happening in the stock. So if at all a rejection price, you can enter into the stock and you can hold it for 3-6 months. Tomorrow, if at all some good news has come, then you will be actually benefiting from that. So I strongly recommend that you should actually read into this candlestick. I'll share you one more screen.
Yes, Savir, quick question from me, Santosh here.
Yes, hi, Santosh, hi.
Okay. So when you read these candles or charts, like what time frequency should we look into? Like, is it like 15-minute charts or 30 minutes?
Yes,
Daily?
that I'll tell you in the top-down approach. So I'll be covering two things: point of confluence and top-down approach. So actually, you are not supposed to follow anything. If you are looking into 15 minutes chart, you cannot predict that. You cannot predict the stock price movement for that. You cannot predict more than 2 days. If you are looking into 15 minutes and if you are making investments, your decision has to be like in the next 1 hour or 2 hours. If at all you are looking at daily chart, you cannot predict more than 3 weeks. If at all you are looking into a weekly chart, you can predict till 6 months or 8 months. And if there is a breakout in monthly chart, it will be a long bull run. So you can see, something has formed as a 2-bagger or a 3-bagger that you can find only in monthly chart. You cannot find in a 15 minutes chart or a 4-hourly chart. So for a long-term investor, usually you're not supposed to watch 15 minutes. You are not supposed to go below 4 hours chart. If at all you want to know, how long you can actually predict a stock, Ichimoku cloud is the best thing. It has a 26 prior period, the forward period. So what Ichimoku cloud says that, I can only predict till the forward 26 or 21 days of period. I have mentioned the Ichimoku cloud just to mention that whoever were the founders of this, whoever actually made so much research into it, even Ichimoku cloud cannot actually look forward more than 21 periods. So the same thing, whatever I'm explaining, like if you are seeing 15 minutes chart, you can only predict for the next 1 day or 2 days. If you are seeing a 4-hourly chart, you can predict for that 1 week. If you are seeing a daily chart, you can predict for maybe 2 months or 1 month. So if you are seeing some weekly chart, then you can predict for the next 6 months or 8 months. So if you are a long-term investor, the best chart that I would suggest is you go with a weekly chart. And after seeing the weekly chart, what happens is that you will find the structure, you will find the direction of the stock. Consider that, I'll be talking about whatever stocks I have actually spoke in my YouTube channel in the last 1 year. I'll be talking about those stocks. I'll start with IOLCP because this has trapped many people. Let us see this in daily chart. We will forget this particular period. We will not talk about what happened in 2020 because this is entirely with the news. You cannot actually make a backtest when you are looking into the news. So news is never considered in the stock patterns. And that is where actually backtesting fails. So instead of talking that, we will talk about some period. So now you consider that you are seeing the daily chart of this stock. you can see here, there has been a inverted hammer kind of pattern, but after a long down momentum, there has been a fresh green color. You are seeing this as an inverted hammer because there still has been some sellers. For that reason, the stock initially went up, but later the sellers have been there. There have been maybe those people who have missed out this stock at this particular 190 levels and who have actually come at 176. And when actually stock starts to come around 175, what they'll do is that they'll do averaging, and for that reason the stock will fall down. Maybe they'll sell it more. So for that reason the stock might start falling. So it has formed an inverted hammer, but it clearly says that the fresh buyers have come. So in our battle, the new buyers, I mean the soldiers on the buyers side, have actually increased. So here we will see in a daily chart that it has come, and now we want to buy. You know about the IOLCP, you have read annual report, you have read conference calls, you have read almost all research reports, and now you're believing that the stock is actually pretty much good. Now consider that we are thinking to buy this stock, seeing a daily chart, and see what happened for the next almost like 3 weeks in this particular month in September. You have seen that the stock will go up. The 3 candles are pretty good, except this inverted hammer. The next are the strength candles. But what happened in the long run for the whole month? You cannot actually predict this whole stock market's direction just by seeing a daily chart. This can only tell me what will happen in the next few days. You're seeing a daily, you can say till 1 month. In this case, here, if you had seen here, you could have predicted for 1 month. You could not predict for next 6 months, because after 3 months, what happened is the stock is staying back in the same levels. But if you switch this chart into a weekly, what happens here is that every candle is speaking about 1 week, from Monday to Friday 3:30. So this, if at all you have seen some candle like this, there is a green candle here behind the volume. And what you can see here is that after seeing this, there is a fresh strength. After there is a long down momentum, there has been, fresh buy orders here. The volumes are not high, but there has been, fresh momentum here on the buy side. And later with a huge volume, they've actually formed a good momentum. I mean, fresh buyers have come with enough volumes, saying that, we are very strong at this particular zone, because this has formed almost at a particular similar zone. And after that, since you are taking the weekly chart, what you can say is that you can predict for next 4 weeks or 5 weeks, which could be like, not 4 5 weeks. Like if you are seeing a weekly chart, you can predict for 3 months actually. So for a few months, at least you know the direction that it will go up. So what time frame you actually choose depends on what time you want to hold that stock. So if you want to go with a daily, you have to come out of within 1 week or 2 weeks. It is usually positional. Some people also play with hourly and 4-hourly chart. I used to love that. Like I used to play 3 months positional, seeing 4-hourly chart, but slowly I switched to 4 weekly charts. Now I want to make investment. If at all I decide on a company, I want to stick with weekly charts, because I have done some research for myself, seeing many charts. I felt like, monthly, weekly charts are the ones which gives us 2x baggers and 3x baggers. So I feel, if you are a long-term investor seeing for a 1 year or 2 years, it is better to stick to weekly charts. And if you are making a decision seeing a daily chart, don't have a view for more than 3 months or 1 month. If there is a momentum from the weekly chart, if there is some support from the weekly chart that it wants to go up, then only the daily candle can move till 3 months. So for that reason, I prefer a top-down analysis. So if at all you want to take up a stock, see the monthly chart first. If there is a long red candles in the monthly, don't actually buy into that stock. If at all, if the momentum is actually down, consider that this stock, after the IPO, the stock actually has went down. The company will do well, but if at all you buy at this point, there is no point. Like you have to wait for almost 3 years. From 2011 middle almost till 2014, which is 2.5 years, you will be actually waiting with your capital. It is actually struck. You cannot use for anything. But if there has been a fresh bias, the volume has picked here. There are no volumes here. With a good amount of volume, say they said that this company cannot be valued below this 18 rupees of price. So what happened, as soon as the stock started lingering around 18 rupees, there has been a momentum, and with good amount of volumes, the stock actually went up. Once there is a good candle in the volume chart, then you can actually look into weekly chart, like in that particular month, if it is showing any direction or not. We were talking about the previous 2014 period, so we will go there itself. So this month, the April, maybe could be April month is the one which actually gave a pretty good volume, and it has shown a proper candle, right? A proper momentum candle, the strength candle. It is called as also a wide range candle. So there has been a wide range candle in that particular March month. From that next moment, you can actually start looking into that stock. There has been an up and downfall could be like, the people who actually bought at 18 rupees, when it actually went to 70, it is almost 3 times of the price. So whoever actually bought this stock, they will definitely book their profits, and for that reason you can see the stock has gone down again. When the stock came to 28 levels, which is almost closer to 18 levels, there has been a fresh momentum of buying. So a monthly and a weekly will give you what is the bias, what is the direction of that stock. And after that, for filtering out for a better price, in say this April 2014, you can see the daily chart of that particular April 2014, and you can see what is the rejection price, and in that particular point you can see. And here we were talking about the hammer. There has been a hammer here, there has been a hammer here, which said as soon as the stock went down, it is getting rejected, it is coming up. As soon as the stock was almost at 47, when it went to 32, people believed that the stock cannot go down at this levels, and the stock went up. So now at least what is the first rejection point of this stock, which is 32. What I usually do is that I'll keep a VTC order at 32. I'll see if I could get a hit or not. So after getting a hit, the 32 stock actually went till almost 28 rupees. But what happened at here, from 28 again there has been a hammer, and there has been many narrow range candles, which is saying that there has been a tug of war between buyers and sellers. They are saying even if fresh sellers have come, buyers are fighting too strong. I mean, if there are like 10,000 sellers, there are equal or more than 10,000 amount of buyers. So for that reason, we have got almost 3 weeks of narrow range candle, which says that it is not ready to fall down. You know that the first rejection price is 28, the second rejection price is 33, and the second rejection price is 23. You can keep this 23 as a stop loss, and you can actually start this narrow range. It is called as, there is one strategy called NR7 plus IV and all, which I'm working on it for my intraday investments. But this actually pretty much works. If you see a hammer, and then if you see there has been a contraction by dojis, you can for sure you can say that after a contraction there will be an expansion, there will be an explosion for sure. It could be on either direction. In this case, we have been actually lucky that it has formed on the upper side. Why? This has been a second rejection, this has been a first rejection. Even before at 20 price, they showed that this stock has some strength on the upper side. So there has been many rejections at particular this price, which says that there might be FIIs, there might be HNIs who have been sitting on this stock at 18 rupees, 20 rupees. Trust me, if there is some 1,000 crores invested in this stock at this particular 21 price, whenever it comes till 21, they will come with fresh investments. They'll push the stock. They'll push the stock so that it doesn't come to those levels. And when you see that some stock is getting pushed or when it is getting rejected, you have to consider that as a stop loss. And you can actually put some VTC orders. Even here, I might put a VTC order saying that if at all it comes to 24, I'll take this stock. Usually, if you see Pivot Boss, if you go through if you have some classes, if you go through some webinars, there is some approach saying that it is better to go with the middle point of this hammer as a buying price, because not all times the stock will come till the low point. In this case, we were lucky because there were many rejections behind us, and then it started movement. In the weekly chart, now you have seen that there has been a strong momentum on the upside in the weekly chart. In this particular April month, after this candle, or if you are a risk averse, you can take the stock here itself. After this particular momentum stock strength candle, what to do is that go into daily chart, because the direction from the weekly chart that the stock will go up. You hold this stock till there is a good red candle in a weekly chart. But just for a buying price, you can come to daily chart. You can see whatever you follow. You might be following super trend, you might be following pivot point, you might be following MACD. Say whatever indicator you are using, see for a rejection, let it come down a bit. There will always be a retracement. If in this particular case, whoever actually bought the stock at 31, consider that you and me bought it at 28, 30 rupees of stock, and the stock went to 40, almost 50 rupees. It is more than 50%. Obviously, we will book our profits. And for that reason, you can see that it has actually stopped. And later in this particular 5-6 weeks, there has been fresh buy orders. Usually in intraday trading, we call it as a trap. It will make a flag and pole kind of thing. It will accumulate properly, and then it will make a second run. And that is what happened in this weekly chart. The second time after this hammer, it formed a proper movement. And in this case, if weekly chart is telling you that the stock has good momentum and it will go up for a long time, here you should not be a positional trader. If weekly chart says you then you should be a long-term investor. But if you don't see a strength in the weekly chart, consider here, there has been a pretty long run, maybe it retraced till 68% and then again it went up. After a retracement, it usually don't go up beyond that price unless there is a strong news, or unless the company has some expansion, like some greenfield expansion or brownfield expansion. Unless there is something about the revenues and profits, usually it don't run beyond that. After a retracement, usually again it goes back to almost 100% levels, and then again it will come down. If at all you are buying the stock at this particular price, if at all now you consider yourself as a long-term investor, and if you wait for next 10 years, or you're seeing the weekly chart, so if you are waiting for next 3 months or so, you'll see what happened to the stock. It actually went up. So what happens is that for this few weeks or so, you will have to sit idle. So there is always a thing, always switch to monthly and weekly, decide your horizon on how long you will actually hold the stock, and based on that you can actually take. Even here there has been a contraction, and later only it went up. Sure, it went till 100% retracement, it again actually came out. If at all you hold this stock here 82, then it went till 57, it is almost halved. Your investment has become half. If at all you are lucky and you didn't sell at this price, because you can see there is a hammer. This is the first rejection of this long run. Consider this is as the first rejection, this is the second rejection. When the stock came down, what happened here? The stock actually had a rejection, because before also there has been a hammer, there was a rejection, and this is a second time rejection, which says if at all the stock comes here, you can actually buy this. If there are 1-2 rejections, you can be short that there are some HNIs or FIs or some strong holder who is holding this stock, and if at all the stock comes down again, they'll push the stock up. Later there has been some narrow range candles. This first green candle said that I'm ready now to boost, the rocket is ready to launch, and after that the stock actually went up. And after a big run, unless it doesn't retrace, unless it doesn't accumulate properly, it cannot take a second run. That is what is shown here also. And you, me, everyone, anyone, even Motilal Oswal or any other big mutual fund investments can actually go wrong. So even I and you can go wrong in our analysis, but the best part is that we have to do some betterment of our approach. So if we can actually see if our approach is correct or not, then only we can get into that stock.
I just wanted to highlight something. If there's a spinning top at the top, if there's a spinning top, we can exit from a position and we can take it at lower levels, right?
No, spinning top is not a confirmation candle. Spinning top, doji, evening star at the top of a run, it is not confirmation. What comes the next candle is what decides you. Here it is shown as a hammer, but this is also a kind of indecision. After a long run, usually it has to form a green candle. It went down, then the new buyers have come and they have pushed it up. Consider this as a spinning top itself. Unless the low of this stock bar doesn't break, you should not come out actually. Sometimes what happens is that it will form 2-3 as a retracement, and then it will start up again. Like what happened here. There are many likely chances that it will just linger around here for 1-2 weeks, then again it will start moving up. Here we had a spinning top. This is a clear spinning top, but with less volatility on 23rd November 2015. If at all next candle is a red, it is better you come out of that stock, you might get another chance. And if you're a long-term investor, you are busy with your own business and all, you can actually hold to that stock. That what is the before rejection price. Until that rejection price doesn't go below, you can actually hold that stock. But if you're aggressive, you love to read price charts, you love to be right and all, then you can actually make in and out. So if there is a spinning top, or if there is a doji, or if there is an evening star, that is not at all a confirmation candle. These all candles form with 3 candlesticks. These are called as candlestick patterns. And there must be a next candle to give what is the direction, if it is confirmed or not. So if the next candle is a red, and if it goes down, then you can actually come out of that stock.
Can we look at the latest data for the stock and see what will happen in the next few weeks?
The latest is mostly about the news, and there has been FI selling and all. So usually what happens is that we cannot actually make some investments based on this. But here it clearly says we cannot make a fresh investments in this, seeing the weekly chart. Most of the favorite stocks, we will look into pharma stocks better. It is better to see that. IOCB is also a pharma stock. Consider that the stock has actually run from here. It has run almost to 17,000-18,000. You might have seen some YouTube channel recently, YouTube video or something, and now you love this stock. it is better to go to weekly chart. If you see daily chart, you will see all good candles here saying that the stock will go up. After seeing these two hammers, there is no point in buying this stock thinking that, there will be a fresh run. For a fresh bull run to run, it always has to retrace back, then only it can push that price. Here, if you see, it went up, it came down, it had good rejections, then formed a harami, and after that it started a fresh run. It broke the previous high also, and then it went up. Now there is no fresh momentum, it needs more volumes. So what it is doing, it is trying to linger around here. Maybe it will come only till this highest price, maybe it will come only till 16,000. After that, always find a rejection price and then get into that stock. So here it says there are two inverted hammers, which strongly says that there have been many sellers. There are many happy investors who are ready to sell at this particular point. So even if tomorrow, if it comes at this 18,000, there will be a huge resistance here.
So the rejection point for this one, can we say like it's around like between like 15,000 to 16,000 range?
Yes, for a buying, we can say that this is the rejection price. We are seeing a weekly chart, so it will take next 4 weeks for this stock to come to 15,000, if at all it has to come. So 15,000 in a weekly chart is actually a correct rejection price for this stock. If at all this 15,000 is rejected, pretty much we can say that, the stock might take some more time to come up. And the same about India, if we see daily, I have seen a rejection price and all. What I did usually in this was that I drew a Fibonacci. So for every retracement, I said you that there will be a rejection price. Consider that here the rejection price is this, because there are 3 candles with huge lower wicks, which says that every time the stock is falling down, it is being pushed in a daily time frame. So whenever the stock is falling down, it is pushing up. It is falling down, it is pushing up. It is clearly saying that there are many buyers here. You can actually take a fresh position here. After 2 hammers, you can actually take a fresh buy position. If 2 hammers are there, even in intraday, I love that. So if there are 2 hammers, it pretty much says that, it has some strong momentum. So here there is a rejection price of 15,171 in middle point, or maybe after this hammer formation, 15,808 with 800 points of stop loss. You can actually take a fresh buy order. Why? There has been many trappers here. It says a rejection price, then it goes up. In this case, like, what I talked as about the 15,000 price in the weekly chart, you were telling, can we consider this rejection price of 15,000? There is one more important thing to actually look into the stock as a whole, is that we know the price, but there is no rule that, the stock actually has to respect those 15,000 levels for sure shot. If you see this retracement levels, if there is a good bull run, usually what happens after a big run, I've drawn here a Fibonacci retracement, it usually retraces till 23 or 38. And after getting till 38, it will start a fresh run. So here it didn't touch 38, but it almost touched 38. Even, it could be like 38 could be here also. Even before reaching 38 itself, the stock actually go up. So there is no 15,000 levels. Instead of speaking about, particular price, we will be better if we talk about plus 2% here and there. So if you call it as a zone instead of a line, consider that 14,800 to 15,300, it would be good. I actually made a frame of this all in my PPT, but what is happening is that we are just going in a flow. I think I feel like, you people don't mind, because I had a PPT. I thought, I'll be telling you in a particular approach, but I'm just mixing up things as, doubt comes. So these levels have to be looked as a zone. Here you can see the price 38% is 16,164, but it never touched. So now what? You'll be waiting for that particular price, say, keeping a VTC order. Instead of that, what we will do, there has been a red candle. There has been a spinning top which said that, volatility is high and it is not ready to go. It is showing the indecisiveness, saying that neither buyers nor sellers are strong, saying that, I want to run. So it showed a indecisiveness, then came a red candle. It is better if we stay far from it, wait for the stock to retrace properly and show a momentum. What happened in this case? It fell down, then an inverted hammer formed, which clearly says this is the second time. After a spinning top, there has been a red candle which says that it will go down. This is the second one, saying that I'm an inverted hammer, I pretty much want to go down. And this inverted hammer, if it formed only after a big run, it will have more weightage. If the inverted hammer comes here, I don't think there will be a weightage for that. Okay, so remember this also. So inverted hammer has formed, which says it will go down. There has been big red candles every time, but see here, there has been inside bars for almost 3 days. And after that, there has been a green candle, then only it started. So for a stock which is falling, it has to go, the momentum has to stop. If at all, if we go to our school days, okay, if at all you remember the rate of momentum, the acceleration point of view for a stock which is actually going down like this, which is steeply falling, for it to rise, the rate of momentum has to stop, like it has to go cross. After that only it will actually start going up. So if the stock usually rarely actually does this, usually there has to be a momentum change, and that is what you can see. There has been fresh big green candles, and with this inside bars, what it is showing is that the momentum has stopped, and with this green candle it has confirmed that it wants to go up. So either you can buy when the momentum has gone down. The best approach is after a confirmation candle you can go up, you can buy this stock. So it actually didn't touch the 38% retracement level, which was somewhere here. Before reaching there itself, the momentum has stopped. So if at all your level is like 13,800, what you have to see is that you have to keep a set alert. You have to set an alert, and you have to be vigilant at that particular zone. So when it almost reached 13, if it is 13,800, if it reached almost 14,200, you have to see what is the momentum. If it is saying that it will reach there, or if the momentum has stopped. If the momentum has stopped, it is better to buy little, like 30% or 50% of your portfolio size in this particular stock. You can put that amount here, and then the stock will go up. So we'll go with the PPT once again.
Spend few minutes on volumes, like how to read volumes. I get confused there as well.
Yeah, that comes in the last slide. I will actually tell about the indicators, including volume and volume profile, in the last one. So here, this is the main emotion behind, the candle. Every candle which forms, you have to read like this. You have to see the wicks. You have to see the length of the body. You have to see the length of the candle, the body, and the entire length also. And then decide if it is strong candle or if it is a weak candle, if you have to enter it or you have to come out. All right. So this is about the candles. There are many candles, like if at all you are actually interested in reading books, instead of going in Twitter, if you want to go here and there, I would prefer you have to actually read some books. This is by John Murphy, Technical Analysis by John Murphy. He has given almost every candle. I hope you can see the candles here, the Adobe file.
Yes.
Yeah, so hammer, hanging man, there are many names, but the most important part is that you have to actually see what is the emotion behind that stock. After a stock has fallen down, there has been an inverted hammer which says that fresh buyers have come, but you need a confirmation as well. So if you keep reading on books, then you will actually realize how to read the emotion behind that also. There are like many candles. If we keep on reading and mugging up all the names, it would be pretty much, it is not difficult, but it becomes very dangerous. If at all you listen to someone and if you blindly follow it, what happens is that we are the ones who will get hooked up at that particular point of time, because it's, and end of the day, it is our money that has been hooked on that stock. So for that reason, you try to see every candle. There are like pretty much many candles. Instead of seeing the candle as a name, so I prefer you have to go through the books and then start looking at it as an emotion. So the next one we will talk about the support and resistance. Okay, so like we talked about the rejection prices in the candles, the price always have a memory. Why? Because there has been orders at that particular price. So price always has a memory. Whenever it comes to that price, there will be buyers, the one who have actually put money and the one who are waiting like us. There will be fresh buyers at that particular price. So price always has a memory, and for that reason, what happens is that it is better to always read what happened in the past, and that will only give you all the strategies which you want to do in the future. So consider that you want to have a fresh experience. You want to come into the stock. You want to make your own research. What happens is that you will also get losses. After getting losses, then you will actually learn the concept. Instead of that, if you actually see the past performance, the past candlesticks, what you will get is an experience, like where you will accumulate experience, before getting hooked up in that particular stock. So past study is more important. And in past study, what is the most important thing which you want to see? The structure of the stock and the direction of the stock. Direction we can see from the weekly charts. If you are 2 months or 3 months investor seeing the daily candles. If you want to hold for 1 year or 2 years, and if you want to enter by seeing weekly chart, you can actually see monthly chart for a structure. In that, I usually call it as a mother chart. So if at all I'm trading, if consider that today I'm doing an intraday trade, and if I want to trade in 5 minutes chart, my mother chart would be 15 minutes chart or 30 minutes chart. I see 15 minutes chart, 30 minutes chart, so that I get the structure of the stock. If at all it starts momentum, where it will get a resistance, what is the support and resistance zone, and also I'll get a direction from that mother chart. If the mother chart says a pure green candle, I know in 5 minutes at the next good candle, when it retraces, I can actually go for a long. So in this one, we will study support and resistances in this particular thing. After reading about the candles, I'm coming to the support and resistances because I want to tell you about the structure of the stock. For that reason, I'll tell you how to draw a trend line. There are many things, like there are static ones, which are trend lines you draw by yourself. There are also dynamic, which are like moving averages. Many people love 21 moving average 50, even including me. 21, 55, 200, 150 moving averages, we love them. They are called as dynamic supports and resistances. So we will look into this now. Now what we will do, we will not see this momentum in the beginning, but consider here. This has been a choppy trade for almost almost from May till October, almost for 4-5 months. This has been a choppy trade going up and down. Consider that you have learned about this stock somewhere in August. And now, before buying I'm still in daily time frame. So I'll go to the weekly chart. What are the support and resistance zones for this particular stock? I'll try to draw lines so that I'll know what is the structure of this stock. And about the trend lines, I have to tell you, the horizontal lines are actually more powerful than the trend lines. All right. I have drawn this here. Consider that I have actually seen this stock here itself. I know the first rejection price of this stock. I know the second rejection before rejection price also. So wherever I feel I can actually draw the rejection prices. Let me draw this line here itself, because I can see there has been 2 rejections at this price. So I'll draw there itself. So for me, this has formed as a zone. Now you must be understanding why this particular any trend line is not considered as a line, but it is considered as a zone, because the stock need not come till here. It can come above and then it can go up, or it can go a little down and then go. Usually this is called as a trap. There, after the break of this candle, there has not been a big strength candle on the downside, saying that it is not ready to go down. Maybe you have closed your position here, but still it is good. It is good if you know a rejection price. You have seen that 2 times it has been a rejection price. It is better to come out of this stock and wait for the stock to give a fresh momentum. After that, it has given here and then it broke up. Again, you can take an investment here, considering this zone as a resistance. If you consider this zone as a resistance, as a support, even if the stock fell down, this actually didn't break, but it actually started another run. So for that reason, always consider these lines, trend lines, as a support and resistance. And we have actually seen the stock here, isn't it? In middle of this. And we know there has been 2 rejections here, 1 and 2. So we will draw one more line here saying that this is the resistance. You know that there has been 2 rejections before. And for that reason, you see this momentum, what has been accumulated here, this was not enough to actually break here. We know that the volumes are good. We know everything is good, but still, it could not break it. And for that reason, it again accumulated more. And then, it started a fresh momentum. And the 4th time, it actually broke. So these are your structures now. What? 80 rupees and from almost 55 to 60, which is a zone. And here also, you can make it plus or minus 5. So these 2 zones, that this has been acting as a support and resistance. And for you, if at all you want to actually buy, it would be always better to buy at the lowest price instead of buying at the higher price. Whenever it starts to retrace, and if it has come down to almost 62, if you are aggressive, if you don't have patience, then you can start buying from here, from the higher zone itself. And in this zone, the upper band itself. Start buying, and we never know what will happen in the future. Many people will be asking, what will be the target price? What will happen to this stock? How much it will fall down? How much it will go up? We never know the future, but what we can work on is we can work on the betterment of our buying price. You can start buying here, and then if at all you hold it properly, then it can go up. there has been a resistance on the top end also. Even those things actually work as resistances when you actually go up. So here you can see there has been two resistances. You can see at the first resistance itself, it got some resistance and the stock could not move up. For a fresh run, what it did, it came back, it retraced, and then it made a fresh accumulation, and after that the stock started moving up, right? So for these reasons, like if at all you saw this stock at this particular price, forget all these lines, you have to make a fresh resistance levels and all. I mean, you have to form a new structure seeing the past few weeks. If at all you have seen this stock somewhere here or somewhere here, you should know that, this will form as a resistance. And after breaking a resistance, the same resistance will act as a support. So the same 130 rupees, which acted as a resistance here, you can see it has been acting as a resistance here. When the run actually started after a hammer, it actually got a resistance clearly here. And then there has been made a retracement, it formed inside bars, and then it started moving up. After moving up, again, it took a support at the same price. So every support and resistance, when it is broken, it will act as a inverse one. So a support, when it is broken, it will act as a resistance. A resistance, when it is broken, it will act as a support. So once this has broken, it has tested. It has tested the second time also. So after good amount of accumulation, the stock actually started moving up. This multi-bagger runs 2 times, 3 times. This can happen only in weekly charts. I mean, we can say the direction for the next few, in this case, like 6 months or 3 months, you can say only in weekly charts. So if you are buying or seeing a one green candle, the next candle you are not supposed to come out. You have to wait for at least next 4 candles to see if that's your approach is correct or not. So this is the structure. So whenever you want to buy, if at all you're looking this stock here, you have to make a structure here. Say that, if this is broken, then it might test or it might not test, and then only it will actually make another run. But if you are seeing, if you told it is not wise, to actually buy this stock here. But if it actually retraced back, it is much better to buy at this point of time. Just make a betterment of your buying price. That's it. That is what I want to tell you in the structure also. So after forming these structures, you can get into daily candles. In a daily candle, there will be a hammer. So before this small inside bar happening, there will be some other candle in the daily time frame saying that, I'm fresh now, like I'm a hammer or I'm a bullish engulfing. I want to run now. Then, you can make a buy into. So usually we will see structure from this weekly chart, and then we will go to daily, and then we will make a buying price, seeing the rejection points. All right. Is Jogi here? Yeah, I can see him. Jogi, is it clear for you?
Yeah, Shabir, I'm following.
Yeah. If at all there are any
like
doubts,
many things are like, no, it's not about doubts. Like many things are like bouncers for me. Like I'm not able to follow. Like many vocabulary you're taking like quite new for me.
Okay.
So I'm just like taking grasp of things. You don't worry. You just carry on. Like I'll watch it again and again and try to get the best out.
Yeah, sure. If at all I could not make a recording because this is a 40-minute recording. I think the recording stopped now. So if at all you have doubts, you can ping me in my Telegram channel, or the same thing I can make a YouTube video also, because we had a thing of making it a shorter version like 40 minutes, 1 hour, but let us make an interactive session. So I am not recording it, so that's the reason I'm asking you as well. So if at all it is a little bit tough or something, you can ask me in Telegram channel. I'll be able to help you.
Sure, I'll do that.
By the way, I'm actually personally training Simmer. And there is also one more thing, like if at all you want to actually get into stocks, investments and all, it is always right to find your own mentor. And that is when I started my YouTube channel as well. I know out of teaching only, I can learn more. If I see some book, if I read some book, and if I keep it to myself, and if I actually start practicing, what happens is that in the next 3 months or 6 months, when I start reading new concepts, that, the past knowledge will vanish away. But if at all you keep on sharing with your friends, and if you keep on, chewing that, what happens is that you will be pro in that particular section. So, it is always good to have a personal mentor. So that is my suggestion for you. But still, we have a Telegram channel. If at all there are some words, just make a note. I'll tell you in that. Okay. I'm just giving you a broader picture of how to see a price. That is what I'm doing. This is called as a top-down approach, where you will see the direction and the structure through weekly chart or a monthly chart, and then you will make an entry seeing the daily chart. If you see the weekly chart, maybe you would have got a zone here that it is giving a resistance, and in a daily chart here you can actually buy, and you know for sure shot that the stock will come till here itself, right? When I was interested, this was when I got a scanner that there has been a NR21 inside bar. I mean, this term will be pretty much new for you guys, but this candle, which is pretty much small contraction, this says that there will be a fresh momentum. Since the stock fell down and there has been a loss of momentum, I felt the stock will go up. And that is where I told Simar, let us watch Pfizer. We wanted to
Asian Paints.
Asian Paints also was formed actually NR7 itself. But
yeah, the same kind.
Pfizer, I felt like the stock will start moving up, because we had a view on Sanofi also. Sanofi actually went up, but after Sanofi, I thought Pfizer will start moving up, but it didn't go. So this thing said that there will be a good momentum. But what happened in the next candle? If at all we buy it here, and if the next candle says it is a red, I mean, if there is no big green candle or if there is no big red candle, it says that there is an indecision. There's still the fight is going on. And this red candle with such a big volume bar says that the stock wants to fall down. And there is a small trick in this volume candle. Whenever there is a very big volume candle, like 10 times of its EMA 21, there are two ways to read it. We can also say that there has been fresh sellers. We can also say that whoever has been sellers here, they have come out. So volume is always a tricky part. Volume is a tricky part. Like tomorrow, if next 2-3 days, if it is still down, then we can consider that if it are good red candles, we can consider that this stock will go further down. But if the next 3-4 candles are only there as inside bars of this particular candle, we can say that whoever were the sellers here, they actually went out, they came out, or they have got trapped, and there will come another moment. Because whenever FIs and HNIs play, they always want to trap. They always look retailers as a small fish, and after doing such candle, then only they'll start moving up. That's a different part. But Pfizer, we thought it will go up, but after this red candle, we lost interest in that, and next candle, it pretty much proved that we have to actually wait further. We should review this stock again. All right.
Yes, Abid, just for the Pfizer, can you just put it on an hourly chart for the last trading session?
Yeah, sure.
The last 30 minutes actually, what happened? The moment happened.
Yeah. It happened only in the afternoon, so it was holding pretty much tight. It was pretty much
went up,
very tight, and then the last
higher wick. Yeah, the trend line that 15. Yeah, 40 to 80 was the trend line.
Actually, what was shocking was the same thing happened in PI Industries also in the same time.
Actually, yesterday even the index movement was choppy. There was no clear direction, since this was the first day of the entire month, the derivatives market. This is the fresh momentum. This says which side is the direction. There has been a clear fight from the buyers in the morning, but later in the later half part, it clearly showed the direction. So whoever were holding, they were not enough to fight the sellers, and that's what happened in the last afternoon session.
Same thing happens for Ipca Labs too. I'm holding at 1480 level.
But pharma stocks and healthcare stocks may start again another run, because whatever this is falling, this could be for the next lockdown. So the
lockdown has actually extended. Yeah,
extended. So if there is a lockdown extension, what they do is that they will make the stock fall down first. They will shrug off the whoever are loose people, what do you call that? Shrug off weak investors, and then they will start a run after the news. Possibly because they want to buy at a much cheaper price. After this, what happens is that more sellers will come. The stock will fall down more. And then, HNIs and FIs will build their position. So this is usually a tricky part which happens in and out. And the most important part about reading the price also is, whenever a price falls or if it rises, all you have to do is react. You have to respond. You should not search for new reasons. We don't know the new reasons. The stock will form its formation. Later, the news will come. All right. So if at all the stock has fallen down, it is pretty much better to actually avoid the stock for a while. Let us see what will happen for this downfall momentum. And later, once the dust clears out and everything gets clear, we can start taking positions in this. So whenever a stock does a sudden fall or an increase or whatever happens, the most important thing is that we have to react. We have to respond to what happened instead of actually thinking what could be the reason. Because I see in many group chats, they will be asking what is the reason, what is it, and no one knows the reason. So what we have to do is that we have to react. This chart is saying that it is looking weak for now. There has been a pretty weak now. Here, almost 4,200 levels, 4,200 to 4,300 zone. It said that, many sellers are there. That's the reason it has fallen down. Unless that zone doesn't clear out, there will not be a fresh momentum in this. In the evenings, I usually sit and I usually start reading charts. Whenever I take almost like 500 MB of charts, weekly, daily, monthly, and hourly or 4-hourly. And then I keep on looking at parallel just to find some, some strategy. So, if you keep on looking charts, you will actually learn more. That's the reason even to Doc Jogi, when he actually came up to me first time from YouTube, I told him, the charts is your first friend. It will speak to you if you keep on looking at it. You have to start reading books. You have to see charts. If you keep on doing that, you will be actually knowing pretty much many things. So this has been my passion and it will keep on continuing for the next. I have told about top-down approach, but it is also more important to see the index chart. You have to see an index chart and then only you have to get into that particular stock of index. I use many softwares. I'm telling you, I explore many things. So if at all you see the pharma index in April, 7th of April, it started a breakout. It broke super trend. And after that, if you see any stock after 7th April, the stock will actually be running.
What software do you use, however, to
I use AmiBroker for backtesting, for intraday chattings and all. I love Zerodha Kite. We pretty much use Zerodha and AmiBroker at the same time. And for scans and all, I'm using this Keystock. This is actually a beautiful software. I'm saying that this is like a gold for retail investor. This comes for 1,500 per year. And you can pretty much make any scan in this particular software. Anything. So there are many scans here. Like even if you want to scan an inverted hammer or a bullish engulfing or a piercing line, there are many options here. You just scan out of this all 300, 400 stocks. It will give you what all stocks have formed that. If you want a range analysis, if you want a breakout analysis, you say me what. You can do pretty much everything in this. Inverted hammer, head and shoulder, any pattern that this actually can do. It can actually also look into Fibonacci retracements also. If at all you say what are the 38% retracements, this pretty much software will tell you. So for that reason, I use this software. I use only for scans. I'll do morning scans. For that reason, I actually use this software. But Zerodha and TradingView is pretty much enough. They come for free. This comes for 1,500 per year. But this is I tell you, this is the most important resource. There are 3-4 actually, but so if at all you want to look into banking stocks, in the top-down approach, I have told you how to form a structure from a weekly chart of a particular stock. In a top-down approach, there is also one more thing. Before buying Axis Bank or Bank of Baroda, we also should know what is the performance of this entire sector, what it is doing. So if the banking sector says that, I'm weak, it is not able to break the super trend. If at all it breaks here, super trend, then only it can make a fresh momentum. If the index actually makes a momentum, then actually you can look into the other stocks. You can see because this is a collective information of an index. Unless this index doesn't form a proper, what I mean by a momentum out of this index momentum is that this red color line is a EMA 21. All right. Every time the stock comes to EMA 21, it is falling down. Here it came up, but it couldn't sustain, it came down. Now it went up, but I want this stock to actually sustain above EMA 21 at least for this stock to run to EMA 55 or to EMA 200. So if I don't see, this has been, because of the practice, I could see this, there are many things which I combine to form a decision out of that particular stock. The rejection price here, 17,138, because the first time, this is the first time, this is the second time, this is the third time. So there has been rejection prices which says that at least when it comes back, we can, if at all you have some Axis Bank as your investment, when the index comes down or something, or the Axis Bank itself, that there has been two rejection prices here. So when it comes here, you can actually make one safer bet where you have a better risk to reward ratio. But unless this super trend is broken or it sustains above EMA 21, this red color dynamic support, dynamic resistance in this case, it will not start another fresh one. So if you want to hold for next 6 months or 8 months, you should also see, you cannot buy the stock here and consider that, you know, I'm a long-term investor, I'll hold for a long time. If you know your rejection prices, you can actually take the profits because you know it will come down, then again you can make a buy. You need not do this buy in, buy out, buy in, sell out and all every time. But if at all you know clearly, if at all you're pro in technicals, you can actually do it. And that too you should do only with partial. If at all you love one stock like ITC or BlackRock, you need not come out entirely. Make a capital. Like if you consider that you want to invest some 2 lakhs in this particular stock, Axis Bank, you invested 2 lakhs somewhere seen here. When it comes here, remove 1 lakh. When it comes down, at least you have some, you know, profits with you, right? Instead of staying it as a paper in the bank or in the trading account, if it comes to you, it is actually safer. If it is in the market, I'm telling you, I'm sure there will always be people like HNIs and all who has algo trading with them and all. They are ready to actually butcher you. They'll give you a false traps. They will actually make you come out. They'll shrug you off as a weak investor. Then again, they'll start running up. So if at all there are some profits, it is always advisable to book your profits. Since you're a long-term investor, when it comes back to your zone, it has formed a hammer, buy some more. If it comes down, you know that this has been a rejection price before. You can see that it has formed here. There are likely chances that the stock could go down also. I'm not saying, you know, every time it comes to rejection price, it will go up. Luckily, you know, whatever stock we actually opened, it went up, but sometimes it will go down also. So here you can actually buy more. If at all it goes down, close your position. You have another rejection price, so you are safe. But if this is not there, it is better to close out and stay far. So unless this EMA 21 is sustained or the super trend is not broken, I cannot actually look into this Axis Bank as a long-term investor. But if you're a long-term investor and you have too much patience, you buy at all rejection prices. Whenever it comes to a rejection price, keep on buying more. And then you can keep that stock for a long-term investment. It breaks, at least, you know, if it breaks a weekly chart, you know, pretty much take at that particular time. So in weekly, we can clearly see it will take a little more time. It will take if for this stock to run up, you know, it cannot go like this. It will again come back. It will make some fresh accumulations. Then only it will go up. So you still have time. Even now, you know, the weekly 200, it is actually below it. So auto sector, even same thing. You see the index and then we will talk. You can see it is below super trend and it is weak. Now it is forming hammers. You know that a particular zone has formed and maybe, you know, there will be a momentum and it will come. Unless this doesn't broken, it will still be weak. It will come, it will go till there, then again it will fall. There are high likely chances like that. There usually should be a double bottom like this. It has to come down, it has to form a proper double bottom with a good RSI, some divergence in MACD or RSI, then, you know, the stock might start going up actually. So every time you remember, for a stock to run like, you know, 20% or 50%, it has to actually make a consolidation or a trap and then only it will start moving. This is the first point you have to do. So once you see a big green candle like this, after such a big fall, if you see a big green candle, don't think that the stock will straight away go there. Rare chance, rarely, you know, there will be a V recovery. Most of the times it will be a W recovery on. So for that reason, every time see the index, what I like is IT. IT stocks have not actually run pretty much good, but what I see is that there has been a very strong momentum in almost every stock. Whatever stock I'm seeing some momentum like Infosys, HCL Tech and all. There has been a strong momentum and after that it has formed a hammer also here. Only from this week I've been talking that, you know, we can actually look into IT stocks. I don't know, I could be wrong, but at least, you know, it is above 150 moving average or 200 moving average. So if you see Infosys, you're seeing the same momentum. You're seeing that, you know, the stock is right. As soon as it fell down, there has been a V recovery. Usually V recovery says that, you know, there is a strong thrust on the upside. Whenever there is a V recovery, which is very rare, it says that, you know, this is a very strong rejection. It just made a trap and then just boosted up. So it is keeping this 150 or 200 moving average, 640 as your zone. You can keep buying in between these. But we prefer let it sustain above 21. This 21 moving average, which is actually making good lows, let it come up. It should actually form. If at all you read, you know, the Dow theory, this has to go up. It has to move, make a higher low, and then only it will move another fresh momentum. IT stocks are the ones which are actually showing a little momentum, like, there has been a V recovery, so there has been a trap. So now if you see some retracements, you can look into it. You pretty much look into IT, pharma, avoid infra, real estate, and auto stocks.
Saber, please look into Asian Paints now if possible.
So in a weekly chart, it says 21 moving average is above 55 moving average. All right. You can see here it is 21, 55 and 200 moving average. So blue color is 21. This says that it is a good uptrend. A weekly chart, seeing this dynamic supports and resistances, we can clearly say EMA 21 is above 55, 55 is above 200. At least this is not a weak stock. I'm just telling you how you should make a structure and a bias. I mean, how to find a direction of a stock. At least I know from a weekly point of view, this stock is very strong. Unless this EMA 21 doesn't cross over the EMA 55, it is fine for me. So now we will see, you can pretty much make your own structure. You can see the first rejection point is 1483. After this pretty big fall, there has been 2 rejections. So you can actually keep a VTC order and you can actually wait around 1550 or 1480 levels precisely. And you can actually make a safer bet in this stock. Every time the stock actually moves up, it doesn't go up just like that unless there is a news. It always does retracements. If at all you have seen a stock somewhere here, just hold your horses, let the stock fall. Always a stock will breathe. It needs a breather space. It needs to shrug off weak investors. It will come down, then only it will start moving up. For this is the momentum, which was the downside. This small hammer, small volatile, small contraction. This said that, the downside momentum is lost. And this kind of hammer has shown that, there is a fresh momentum on the upside on a weekly chart basis. So from morning, you can actually look for the buy position, or if you are like, you have been following this stock from, pretty much from the March itself, what is your first rejection price, you can actually keep in a zone from this 50-60 points above and below, usually like 1% above and below. You can keep that as your buy order, and if at all you're lucky, it will come. Otherwise, you have to see the candles, and once there has been a contraction and there has been a green, you can start looking into the stock as a buy. Now the structure. You pretty much keep a structure. You know that if you want, let me draw a line here itself. Since we are now speaking about the present candle, we know this has been the high the first time. It went above it, but it could not sustain and it came down, which says there has been a little trap. Whoever has put this at this rejection price, whoever has put a trend line and considered that this as a breakout, they have been shrugged off, and then the stock fell down. And when it came up again, it respected these levels, and this zone is also has been respected. So this has been respected almost 3 times. So let us keep this also. And this zone which acted as support, you can see the previous past performance that it has acted as resistance here and here 2 times, right? It has acted as resistance as 2 times. When it broke, it acted as support, then it went up. And when it came down, the same zone which acted as resistance in these 2 cases and which acted as support in this case is acting again as support. This is a strong line. I'm telling you, this is a very strong line. If at all the stock actually breaks down to almost 1400 levels, trust me, the stock will go down more. It might go below 1350, 1300 levels as well. I don't know, but if at all you form a structure, like, the structure says 1307, so it can come till from 1400 to 1307. So in that way, every line, if you see the past structure, then only you will realize if it is standing strong or not, if whatever trend line you drew, if it is strong or not. I'm telling you, trust me, just by drawing these horizontal lines, you can become a better professional investor. So this stock will get a resistance here for sure, but if it just breaks and if it, it is tested again and it acts as a support, then it is a fresh long run. It can make new ones where, you and me also, we don't know what is the target. So for this stock, you can actually buy at these levels, or you can buy at these levels again if it comes in this particular zone. But I'm sure, like, if from here 1684, this 1800 levels will be a resistance for now. If at all this is broken properly, and if it tests that 1840 levels again, like what happened here, consider that this 1800 levels is this particular line. Yeah. Here. It has formed a structure here, This has acted as a support for a long time. If the same thing has been tested here, let me draw a resistance support line here. So you know it has been, you know, after a breakout, it has been forming a box trade for a long time, and then it acted as a support here. And this, you know that it is acting as a resistance. It acted as a resistance 2 more times. After a breakout, definitely it will test that. If you switch to daily charts, then you can actually see where is it has made a fresh breakout. So in this case, you know, my stop loss will be 1615 itself. Why? Because EMA 21 is rising. I can see it has broken this 200 moving average of daily chart. If at all I'm buying here, I'll be little, you know, possessive in terms of my own capital, because if at all this 1594 breaks here, I'm considering this as a rejection, and even EMA 21, I'll keep this as stop loss, and then, you know, I'll buy this price. After a breakout, definitely it will test back, and then only it will start. So if you're not aggressive, you can wait for a test, and then you can look for a stop for it to reach almost 1850 levels. Or maybe, you know, it can go up to 1900 also. So this is about Asian Paints and, you know, whatever stocks you usually like. If at all we, even in the group, in the Telegram channel, if at all we talk more in terms of the price chart. So volume, I told you already that, you know, it is a bit of tricky part. I see volume profile. If you follow my Twitter channel and all, I'll be talking about this volume profile. But in this case, if we talk about volumes, if any breakout, if there is a proper candle, proper volume, then only you can consider it as a good buying momentum. If there is a volume like this, then only you can consider the stock will go up. If I told you, like, if the volume is like 10 times more than, you know, EMA 21, I told you most likely the buyers have come out and it will come down. That is what happened here. With this whole volume, it could be, you know, it also could be the reason that whoever bought here, they all came out from this stock. So here, after a fall, you can see the volumes have been low. And once the volume started, with the green candles, when the volume actually started becoming more than the previous ones, then, you know, the fresh momentum started, right? So every time, along with the candles, mixed with the volume bars, if volume bars are good along with the candles, you can actually cut. If this green candle, after such a downfall, if it formed with a small volume, I don't consider that, you know, this is a fresh, it could be a stop of the downfall. So if there are good volumes, then only I'll consider that maybe this is a value price. That is why maybe, you know, HNIs or someone is looking, some stronger hand is looking. So there has been a small, you know, zone, small box trade with high enough volumes compared to the whole fall, which says that, you know, this stock has potential to go up. If you see my Twitter, I took this stock at 148 and left it at 167, 170 because I had some problems with brokerage, but my target was 180 because, sorry, 196 because of this particular candle. There has been some zone, so my target was this, but it didn't even come. It came till 185 or 186, somewhere here. And again, you know, second time in Telegram channel, I kept here order at 150 actually. I kept a stock at BTC order at 150, but just from 160 levels only it started moving up. So every time if there is a volume or an increase in volume along with the price, you can be sure that it will go up. And the same thing there is called as volume probability test. The previous high and the now high. If the volume at the previous high is actually more than the now, it says that, you know, this could be a false breakout. If these volumes are actually pretty much high than the previous high volumes, then we can say that it will definitely break out and go up. So it is called as the volume probability test. Just compare the previous high volumes on an average and the present volumes. So this has actually broken, but you will pretty much get a chance again at 190 also if at all you want to buy. But you can still hold on. If at all lockdown issue comes, then again the stock will might even retrace to 170 levels. Right? So this is about the volumes. Always look into wide range candles. Every wide range candle is important. Every wide range candle is important. And mix that wide range candles with volumes, which will give you a much clearer picture. All right. This is about volumes, but in volumes there are many things like, you know, trader volumes, deliverables. There are many things. I'm only teaching you here how to actually read a chart. So this Sanofi, okay, this is good. This is a daily chart. We are not going to the structure. if at all you draw a horizontal line here also, there has been 2 rejections here, and before it acts as resistance here. So you can say that this is a strong trend line, strong support zone. So if at all this stock comes here, I'm ready to buy this stock. This would be my ideal buy entry. And that is what, if you remember Dog Jogi, when you asked me about my entry point on Apple, I told you 1300 price was my ideal entry. So if you want, I can tell you the reason behind that also. So every time there will be always an ideal entry. Like in this case, it is 7,400 to 7,500. Because I'll be safe. Even if it falls 10% below, I know for sure that the stock will fall more. So I am, it is okay for me to book losses of 10%. But if the stock is good, but if I looking at this green candle, consider that I bought it at 7,990. Consider I bought it at 8,000. For my stop loss to be 7,000, it is almost 1,000 points. It is like 10-15% of my stop loss, right? So for that reason, it will always be better to have a safe buy entry. So anywhere there is a zone, there is a restriction, there is a rejection price, that you should be your ideal buy or sell. All right. In this case, it will be ideal to buy at 7,500 levels. For this stock, unless this MACD doesn't make a ZLR, because RSI shows it is actually good. It is almost at 454. This says that the stock will go up. The RSI has been accumulating the strength. Unless this MACD makes a fresh crossover, this stock will not move. So that's what, like, even with this green candle, with the first good volume, this could not go up. Why? Because MACD didn't cross over. This one volume is not sufficient. If you see, there has been too much of this. So this volume has to be much higher, or there has to be like this at least 3-4 volumes for the stock actually to make under higher levels. So in that way, change your approach. Like, it is not just with the number. I will tell you 7,400, tomorrow it can come to 7,300 as well. So every time you review, almost every week, then you will find your ideal buy entries. This Apple, I bought it as a flag and pole. This has been my flag. This has been my pole.
Just a moment. See, there are many stocks which are like locked in what do you call circuit.
Yes.
So approaching a stock, whether like how do you value it? Like FL or IRCTC, those kind of stocks, or DMart, it was earlier in circuits, 5% circuit.
Yes.
So there is no free movement.
Yes.
Yeah. So
we cannot actually buy. Yes. No, finish your thing.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay,
yeah,
so whenever the stock is in upper circuit, it usually says, what is the demand of that stock. IOLCP, I have been trapped, but later, I could find 2 stocks which have been got into upper circuit. I have been lucky actually. I cannot say that, I told, so that's the reason it ran. You might be seeing in many WhatsApp groups, I told and the stock ran. It doesn't happen like that. Usually when a stock is in upper circuit, at least you know that, this stock has demand. This valuation is not actually the right one. So for sure, like when that is the case, then only the buying will be pretty much huge. Maybe buying is pretty much like 10 times or 20 times more than the selling ones, or there are only buyers, and then it will form an upper circuit. And in upper circuits, you cannot usually get into that stock. You cannot actually get in. But after the upper circuit has released, I bought this stock in this last moment, somewhere here. When I saw these 2 hammers, then I started buying this stock. I actually bought it 1400 levels. I bought this stock Tuesday or something. So after a large accumulation, then only it can make another fresh one. So for a stock which is an upper circuit, don't get like, I don't have that fear of missing out. Don't get to that stock. Let the stock actually make another accumulation like this, what happened here. And then, it will start another fresh one. If at all, even these valuations are not considered as proper for this stock. There has been like, Apple is there, Black Rose is there, Kilpest India is there, IRCTC is there, where, they considered that this stock cannot be, valued at this particular price. So what happens is that it will fall into upper circuit. And after that, if there has been a huge accumulation, then make a buy entry. And trust me, if there is an upper circuit, once you get 20-30% of profits come out of it. Because the same upper circuit stock, it can also form a lower circuit also. So what happens with the lower circuit is that you cannot come out of the stock. And what happens is that it will come back to your, almost, you will actually lose all your virtual profits. So if at all you are happy,
Alok Industries. People are talking about Alok Industries and Ruchi Soya. They were in upper circuits. Right now they're in lower circuits. Alok is in upper
Yeah,
circuit right now.
you can see Vodafone Idea also.
Yes, but these all are news related, right? So for that reason, and you can see morning there has been a news, and evening they said we don't have anything like that. Usually, even if you consider Anil Ambani's company, when there was a case and all, you can see like back to back for the whole 3 months they played with retail investors. They said Mukesh Ambani will take over the company. Some said that Anil Ambani will mix up with Mukesh Ambani, and it went up by 40-50%. Then again they said Mukesh Ambani will not be taking over. Then again it came down. This news is actually flowed so that the bigger players can come out of that stock. And we retailers, because of the fear of missing out the profits, what we do is that whenever some news comes, we just hop into that stock and we will get butchered. What I tell is look into the charts. If you see some fresh
Price action.
yeah, if you see price action, if you see Voda idea, I never saw that, but I felt no, I know, man, I cannot do that. See, the stock has fallen down. It has formed almost a cup kind of thing. At least seeing this green candle, if you ask me to buy here, I'm happy. I'll be buying this stock at 4 rupees, considering that 2 rupees 50% is my stop loss. I can buy this stock because now here what it is 3.5. So 4 rupees to 3.50 paise. Considering that as stop loss, I can buy it here. But at this particular resistance zone, they deliberately gave us news. And you can see this volume 10 times. Imagine how many actually came out of this stock. The banking sector like S Bank, when the news came and when the retailers hopped in at 40 rupees and 30 rupees price, even the ones, some banks were there, maybe DCB or something, there were 2-3 banks which actually came out of that investment. They have booked their profits. They have given us news, they asked retailers to come in, and then later they came out. So usually news is always to help the bigger hands, not to help a retailer. Whenever a CNBC tells you, I remember even now Lata has spoken about Maruti when it was 10,000. They were telling, wow, it is 10,000. Wow, it is. When it fell to 8,000, they were telling it will again go to 12,000 and all. But from 10,000, it fell to 5,000 or something. What I want you to do is that find zones, find where is some demand, and then accordingly you actually buy that stock. In this trading view, I can't even find Kilpis in here. Consider Hindustan Unilever. This is also a good stock. So you can see, I gave a HUL call in this week, right? In the Telegram. I suppose I gave. See here, there has been a volume with a green candle, which said whoever were sellers, they came out. Actually, there has been a buy transaction for this HUL at this particular price. It is not this. So after this, there has been pretty inside bars, and this is where I brought the stock at 2,000 rupees. I don't know tomorrow what news will come here, but it is better for me to buy at a safe entry point and wait for the news or wait for the stock to come out than to actually buy at some news. Because see here also, I bought it here when MACD actually didn't, but I can see histograms are coming narrowed down, and I can see that this is going to make a crossover, and even RSI was not ready to fall below 40. So this all told me that this has been a reduction of momentum in the downside. Then I actually took this stock at 2,000. Now it is about 2,040. I took at 2,000. It went till 1950 or something also. But it is, for me, I love these stocks to buy at this particular price. It is actually good to narrate something like this. But if you follow my Twitter, whenever I bought my stocks in the last 1 month, I actually posted in that Twitter. Before the actual rise happened, then only I bought. I bought ITC at 148 when no news have come. So I just want to see the candles. If there is something, I am pretty much happy to buy here. Even if the stock falls to 1900 levels, I can feel like, okay, maybe there is another downfall. Let me take profit. Let me take that loss. But if at all I buy somewhere here and then the stock comes down, I'll not be happy, because a growing company, I bought it at a wrong price, and because of that, I'm actually going through that worst moment. Understood? So for that reason, always before the news, just try to buy, like whatever I told. If there is a rejection price, if there is a fall, reduction in the momentum of the downfall, then look into buying that stock. If there are many inside bars, even here you can actually make, but out of the zones, you can clearly see 2,154 will be its next resistance level. So this is a safer zone. It will go to 2154. It will come down a little bit. Then you can take another 25% of your portfolio size. Then maybe it will go up or maybe it will go down. You pretty much don't know. But if you are buying at safer levels, you will be safe. And for that reason, I'm not giving any buy zones and all. But if at all you give me messages, I can look into every stock. We can actually close this session. I've been talking since like. Hope you like this.